that's fundamentally what some of the problems are and where we see where we are now. And what I think one of the biggest things that we've done as parents, we've abdicated some of our responsibility, and we're in this age where we believe that our kids can make the decisions for themselves. Let's just let them make the decisions for themselves. And really, they're not equipped to make the best choices all the time. We have to, as parents, as grown-ups, we have to empower them. Matter of fact, it's not really something that we should, it's not a choice. Really, if you think about it, it's an obligation that we have to them to make sure that we empower them with the knowledge that they need to make those good choices. So you're talking about where did we go wrong? I think a lot of times we leave too much to the kids, just believing that somehow, some way, they're going to make the right decisions. Here's what our parents knew, and here's what our grandparents knew, and this is something that's still true today. Success is not something that just happens to a person who's born in the right family, who happens to have, strokes of luck, who happens to have opportunities come their way. No, there is a path that leads to success. And success, I always say this, Derwin, success is never a surprise, because there is a path that leads to success that if you do A, B, C, and D, or whatever it takes to get to that success, you're going to achieve your goal. You're going to be successful, okay? What happens is that we leave these decisions to the kids, and what do? They get off the path. They make a decision because their buddy doesn't like school. And so what do? Oh, I'm going to go hang with my buddy. And all of a sudden, they're off the path. Or how about this, as an athlete? The coach is not playing me the way I want him to play me. They go home and tell mom and dad. What does mom and dad do? Instead of mom and dad saying, well, you need to go and submit yourself to that coach's authority, mom and dad go and say and confront the coach. Why aren't you playing my son the way he wants to be played? So now the son becomes uncoachable, and although he wants to be successful, guess what? No, he's off path. He's off the path. So a big part of what you're saying is what happened is we have left the decision up to our young men and young women, and a lot of times the decisions that they make take them off the path of the goal that we all want for them. No kid, no parent wants their child to be unsuccessful, okay? But if we leave the decisions just up to them and not give them what they need to make it to their goal to be successful, they are more likely to end up on a path that takes them away from the success that they really want.
All right, now we know dig into this book some. And I think, like you said, the 4 major points in here, walk them down. The first one is playing like a champion. What do you mean by that? Okay, playing like a champion, that is fundamental. And a lot of times we don't really believe, we kind of put this at the end. We're just hoping to remember we were talking about the path? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we just hope we end up where we want to. It doesn't matter what we do, we hope that we end up where, but we know that nothing happens that way. If you do this, go buy a bicycle, okay, and it comes in parts, have it out on the floor of your garage, and just wait and see if it just puts itself together. It doesn't happen that way. You have to follow the plan that you get, or the blueprint with that bicycle to know where to put the handlebars, where you're going to put the, the tires, and all of that. It's the same way with helping our young people be successful. It just doesn't happen. So they have to have a plan. Plan simply is, where do you want to go? Do you know where you want to go? Athletically, academically, personally. And these are things that our young people should be pressed on or should be helped with. Where is it that you want to go? So we talk about having a plan. I want to go to college. That's my plan. My plan is to go to college, to graduate with a degree in business, to open up my own business, and then to have a family and start a nice business where I actually hire people and make a difference and an impact on the community. See, that's a plan. What do you say to the people who set a plan that's probably too high up there, and then they don't reach that plan? Then what do they do then?
Okay, that's a good point, because here's the whole thing about a plan. If a plan is this: know where you want to go, then the very next thing is know that you have what it takes to get there. I call that the goods. You got to know that you have the goods. I always think of it this way, and we have to get our children to understand the difference between wishful thinking and planning. There's a difference. Wishful thinking says that, you know what, I want to be an accountant. Now, I go to the store and I buy something that costs $5 and I give them a 10 and I don't know how much change I'm supposed to get back. I'm not going to be an accountant. I'm not going to be an accountant. So you have to have the goods or the potential to reach that goal. So a part of what you said, and that's very good, is being realistic about, but I believe this, every person has something that they were born to be great at. I mean, at least one thing that they were born to be great at. And that's why we call it the path to greatness. My path to greatness will not look like your path to greatness. We have different skill sets. You're stronger in areas than I am. I may be stronger in areas that you are. But we can both be successful if we understand exactly what our strengths are. So that's a part of the plan, making an honest assessment of do I have what it takes to get to where I want to get to.
I have to pull back and snatch something that you said. How does a person find their calling or their purpose in life?
Oh man, now that is, that is a $64,000 question, but it's not as far out there as one would think. Really, you can. It's not something that you're going to get in a laboratory, or it's not something that you're going to have to just really like, ooh, I wonder what I'm good at. I wonder what I'm good at. No, it's really about living your life, and you can see, some people are good just at talking with people, communicating, being social. Well, those people, that's a skill, but a lot of times we don't see that. That's a skill set. A lot of times people are good at putting things together. That's a skill set. That's a skill set that you can have that if you develop it can be used for having a viable career in something. So I can't give you really a cut and dry answer, but I can tell you it's all about life, and it's all about being aware of your strengths, what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, some of the key points. And it's a discovery. It's a discovery. I always say that, and I've said this for a long time, Derwin, that we ask young people the wrong questions. We ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, if you ask a child or a young person, what do you want to be when you grow up? Here's the answers you get. I want to be a rap star. I want to be a lawyer. They want to be those things they see on TV because they see the people that do those jobs, got the big corporate office, got all the bling, got all the cars and all of that. So yeah, that's what they want. But the better question, rather than asking a child, what do you want to be when you grow up? Who are you? Who are you? Get them to understand who they are and the strengths and the talents that they have. And out of those strengths and talents, they will discover what they can be successful in. I really believe that.
Oh, great. The next one, prepare like a champion.
Now, that's a good one, too. Now, a lot of times when people hear prepare, they say, well, wait a minute. You just said plan. Isn't plan just like prepare? Mm-hmm. But they're different. Plan is, I want to go on a hiking trip. My plan is to go on a hiking trip into the mountains for a week and to use that as my vacation. That's my plan, but that's not preparation. Preparation is to make sure I have everything I need so I don't get up in those mountains and freeze myself to death. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So preparation simply means I'm going to do those things necessary and develop the skills I have to be able to achieve the plan. That's the difference. And that's where a lot of times where our young people that's where the preparation, because the preparation is not glamorous. The preparation, you think of like athletes. Let's look at, Michael Jordan and all these athletes. A lot of times what we see is the end result. We see, them with the big house. We see them with the cars. We see them with the celebrity, the notoriety, the fame, the big contracts. That's all we see. But in the preparation process for them, shooting 300 shots a day, giving up hanging out with your buddies to develop what you're good at, your craft. And it's the same way, not just for sports, it's in music, it's, you know, it's academically. You have to give up something in the preparation process. And see, that's what a lot of times we don't want to do. We don't want to give up anything. But preparation simply means that I'm going to do what's necessary to develop these skills to the point that I'm able to execute the plan. And then that leads us into the next one. But that's the difference between preparation or prepare and plan.
The next one is play like a champion.
And see, here's the good thing about play like a champion. If you plan well, if you prepare well, you will